Hey, on the journey to being a high performer, there are a couple things that you need to avoid. We're going to talk about them in today's video. Hey guys, what's up? Jeremy back here with another video and efforts to help you to live the dream and make a profitable living doing what you love. And in today's video, I want to share with you a couple things that I have found in my journey and with my clients and students that have caused them roadblocks and maybe some speed bumps in their journey to being high performers. These are things that I have experienced in the past, that I experience on a daily basis. And today I want to share them with you so that you can start to better identify them when they pop up for you and know how to handle them when they do. First, let's talk about what high performance is, what it means to me at least. You might find other definitions out there, but when I think of being a high performer, I think of somebody who's efficient. I think of somebody who knows what needs to get done and in the order in which it needs to get done. And better, there's somebody who understands what counts and what matters. So if you want to be a high performer and you are someone who is thinking like that already or is wanting to, I want to impart with you some wisdom today and some counsel about what to do so that you can make that path as smooth as possible and with the least amount of time blocks and speed bumps along the way. Number one, if you are wanting to be a high performer, then I need for you to very, very carefully look at all areas of your life to identify distractions. Distractions are almost the number one killer of ambitious people, of people who are inspired or who are motivated, people who are on their purpose. And the reason is because distractions come in so many different packages. A distraction could be something that you really want in your life. Like I'm looking at my dog over here. He just got done eating. Now he's looking at me and I really love my dog. But if I spend all day with him and never do anything else, then that could be a distraction. So I have to find some balance in there. Distractions can be from other things you love, like family. Maybe you live with your family at home right now, or maybe you have a family of your own and you finally sit down to get some work done. You're going to have a lot of things come up if you're at home doing that and your family is home with you. Distractions can come in form of things that we love, and they can also come in other forms as well. Distractions like the TV, distractions like video games. And while there can be a healthy balance with those things, if you want to be a high performer and stand out from your friends and your peer group and stand out in the world, well, then you have to go about your life a little differently. What that might mean is starting to minimize and turn down the amount of time you spend on TV, or getting rid of the TV altogether, or getting rid of cable. One of the things that I did through time in my journey with high performance is I started cutting things out of my life. So I started cutting cable. Okay, you know what? Like, I don't want to watch TV, so I know that TV is not going to help me out any. There's nothing in that thing that I can't get on my phone or that's going to help me. And so I got rid of my TV. I got rid of my Apple TV. I got rid of the cable. Little by little, I used to have games on my phone. This was 7, 8 years ago. I have like one now, which was my favorite game from back when I had the original iPhone, and I never play it. I've eliminated those distractions from my life just so I don't have them, and I just don't need them now. I realize that. And so distractions come in all different forms. Sometimes they're your friends, sometimes your family, sometimes it's very evident things like video games or TV or other things. So you want to avoid distractions and minimize them as much as possible. One of my kind of weird strategies for this is I try to layer them all up all together, like what I would consider distractions or time wasters. So like one of my favorite things in the world is Top Golf. Why Top Golf? Well, I can get some food, I can hang with family, I can hang with friends, I can golf. There's like all these, I can watch TV because there's TVs there, I can joke around, I can have some drinks, whatever. I can layer like 8 things, so the 45 minutes to an hour that I'm there would have actually counted as like 8 hours anywhere else. I like to have my cake and eat it too. If you watch some of my previous videos or understand my mindset, you can do the same, but you got to find ways to eliminate those and identify those distractions. Let's now move on to the second thing that you need to avoid if you want to be a high performer. This is a big one. This is kind of hard. It kind of goes hand in hand with thing number one. You have to remove lazy people from your life. These people come in all sorts of cloaks and all sorts of different packages and presentations. You have to be very careful. Sometimes somebody who is of good influence for you can become a distraction, and sometimes someone who's a distraction can become a good influence for you, to give you guys some perspective. But at the end of the day, what you really have to do is understand that you are who you're around and that you become the average of the people that you're around. Accept that right now. If you don't know that yet, trust me, accept that right now. If not, bookmark this video and come back to it after you've lived and learned those hard lessons. You have to really put people in your life who have what you're wanting, who are working towards that or improving themselves if you want to do that same thing. The reality is, if you're around a bunch of friends who play video games after work, who live for the weekends and really don't do anything on the weekends because they're tired from work, or if they are not working out, if they are not pursuing their dreams or goal setting, and you know those people, and sometimes, like I said, those people flop. Sometimes they become the others, which is absolutely awesome, and sometimes not. But you have to really look at the people of your life. Put them on a piece of paper that you don't share with anybody else, that you rip up after you do it, and write down who are the people that you want to be around, who has the habits that you're wanting. You might not have a single friend around you. Luckily, you have me. You have the internet, and you have the ability to go and find those people and to switch up your social circle. So get rid of lazy people. These are going to cause a huge distraction, a huge speed bump in your journey to be a high performer. That's all I have to say on that. That's all it needs to be said on that. If you want more help or more wisdom on how to navigate those conversations or maybe building up your social circle, leave a comment and I'll be sure to make a future video on that. Hey, if you're liking this so far, be sure to like, heart, leave a comment, and follow wherever you're at because we share advice here every single day to help you into becoming a high performer and becoming the business leader, becoming the leader and entrepreneur that you want to be. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow, etc. while you're watching this video. Let's now get on to thing number 3. If you want to be a high performer, then what you need to do, above anything else, with these things we talked about inside of here, is I need for you to avoid bad advice. This is probably the hardest thing to avoid inside of here because you'll start to understand what bad advice is only through experience. I could hear something right now that sounds brilliant because I haven't navigated it in my business or in my life, and I won't know until years down the road if it was a distraction or bad advice, right? But what I need for you to do is look at everything with a grain of salt. And the number one thing that I know now to do when I am taking advice from anybody is I ask myself if they have or are living the type of life that I am wanting. If I was going to take advice from someone on women, on relationships, do they have the woman or women that I'm wanting? And do they have the ideal relationship? I can just sum that up, right, by looking at someone. When I took advice on health after I went through my plant-based journey and I wanted to get more fit, I stopped listening to what everyone was doing, whether or not they were in the gym, and I only went and found somebody who had the body and life I wanted, and I paid for their advice. Because I can eliminate all the bad advice by just I can increase my chances of success with what I'm wanting if I can just remove the bad advice and remove the things I know that I don't want. And I can do that very simply by saying who has that life, who has those things visibly, that I can go and figure out for myself, and let me surround myself with their content. Let me see if they have courses I could buy. Do they have coaching? Can I be their friend? What can I do to bring them value and to have them around me? Bad advice is one of those things that will haunt you, and it will hold you back more than you ever know because you just don't know if it's bad advice until you work through it. So you have to get through some bad advice in order to get to the good stuff. But if you can just look at everything that you're hearing and seeing and think to yourself, do they have the life that I want? Do they have the results I'm wanting? And then I'll listen, and then you turn on the listening engine, then I know that you'll go further and that you'll be able to avoid a lot of pain in that process. If you like this video, please do leave a thumbs up or a heart and a comment wherever you're watching this, and be sure to follow and subscribe. Every day we put out a new video to help you in efforts to living your dream, to create a profitable living doing what you love. So if you like that, then you'll love the videos we do here and you'll love the people in the comments. Be sure to interact with them, make friends with them, maybe give them a thumbs up on their comment or like their comment. If you like this, head to whatupjeremy.com/subscribe. I send out exclusive resources only to my email list, to my newsletter. So if you're on my newsletter, thank you so much. Love you guys. And if you're not, we want to have you on there so we can send you exclusive resources in addition to updates on courses, giveaways, tips, and those sort of things. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Cheers.